What's up, guys? Today we're going to be answering morbid questions from the internet. Now look, I don't know how crazy these questions are going to be, but it's the internet and it's undefeated, so they're going to be probably really bad. They're terrible questions. This is like you're going straight to hell, regardless of which way you pick. It's a lose-lose either way. Yeah, we're going to try and answer them as honestly as we can, but either way, they're not good. No. So, would you rather know the date of your death or the cause of your death? I'm gonna go with the date of my death, because then I can live every single day of my life like knowing like, yo, I'm gonna be gone Thursday. I need to do whatever I want to do now. Unless you're like 50 years later, then it's like, oh, I'm gonna die when I'm old. But that's dope though. Then I'll know that. I would rather know why I'm gonna die. Yeah. I mean, unless it's like, oh, hey, you're gonna die a slow, painful, torturous death. But it's like, okay, well, at least I know it's coming. I feel like if you know how you're going to die, it's almost like you know the date of it, too. Here's the thing, though. What if it's, like, vague? Like, oh, I got in a car accident. Like, car accident. Like, cool, all right. Yeah, but then anytime you drive, you panic. But you know for a fact you're going to die. Yeah. Well, but it's like, Alex, everybody dies. You know for a fact you're going to die. Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you're in a car accident, that's not very vague. However, if you know the day, you can pretty much, if you know when you're going to die, you can pretty much do whatever you want. But if you know, like, it's tomorrow, like, if you're like, hey, you're going to die in 3 days. I want to know how I die. Then you're going to be, like, trying to counteract it, and then you're going to end up, that's going to be the reason why you die. Because you know when you're going to die. No. I want to know how I die just because it's super dope. Like, oh, you're gonna have a heart attack while you're, making love. I'm like, okay, that's pretty sick. If it's you, it's not. It's gonna be he overdosed on sugar. What if I just died of a paper cut, dude? What a bad way to go. Just like the lamest way ever. That's the most Mitchell way to go for sure. Just like you bled out from a paper cut, man. But even then, that's kind of funny. So I think I'd rather know how I die. Day I die, all the way. I would rather know how. What should you do if someone's eyeballs popped out of their head? Oh my God. I don't even know. I mean, I don't know if it's like one of those things where it's like good luck in a different culture, but eating it's not a bad option, I think. Well, that's your first go-to. Eating it. I think that's not a bad option. It's not a fish. What are you gonna do? You can't put it back in. Well, so no, it's still attached. If it just pops out, when I picture it dangling like Christmas ornaments. Like you could still kind of scoop them back in. I don't think you can. Like a yo-yo. No, if it pops, it's full out. It's not like linked. No. Because then they have to be severed. If it pops out, it's just out of the socket, and you just kind of like your shoulder. If your shoulder pops out, it just pops out. You ever do the Okay, that's a dislocated eyeball. We're talking about different things. We're talking full out. If we're talking full out on the ground, no strings attached. When your shoulder pops out, it doesn't fall off. It pops out. But a shoulder's not an eyeball. Okay, think of like any. A shoulder's a joint. Let's assume, Dr. Mitch. Let's assume they are still hanging attached by, yes. What are you doing if they're still hanging off? I mean, if it's still hanging on, that's obvious. You put it back in. Well, what if you it's like one of those, like, when you spill salt, you like pour it over, you like shake it over your shoulder. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be some sort of superstition. I would try and grab like the old cup and ball. You kind of just like flip it back up there, you know? Paddle ball? Yeah. I think, if you could put them in gently and then just like, do like, I like your cut, G, and then let's like stage it so your eyeballs pop out. That'd be a good way to prank people. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is like, does the eyeball still work? Yes. I don't know. It doesn't say that. If it still works, that's cool. Because if it doesn't
work, then just snip them off. It doesn't
matter. That's what I'm saying. I feel like they still work. I'm gonna go ahead and say you just pop them back in, or you just pranks on people. I think you like set them up, and then you just gotta either like slam their head against the table or like punch them back in. I think you hold it hostage, dude. I think if you take somebody's eyeball, you can get some good money out of that. Or you kind of just like pull it back and then snap it back in. All right. If somehow you had a Febreze bottle put into your ass, how would you get it out? Now I'm not gonna lie. Can I ask which end is? That's a problem. Or downwards? That's the problem. Because if it's upwards, you got a lot bigger problem. You got to get the whole backside of it. I think if it's upward, you can go from the handle and kind of slowly pull it down. Now, I'm not gonna lie. The bigger problem would be if it's sideways. That's disgusting. I think the best way to do it is put another one in there and use that to wedge it out. Hook it out. I think that's the best way. I will say the good thing about having a Febreze bottle up your butt would be that your poop is at least going to smell decent. I was going to say every fart smells good. Every time you fart, yeah. It's not going to smell horrible. Cashmere woods. Delicious. I will say though, like too much Febreze really does. Like a spritz is good, but if you do too much, Like if you're I almost would rather have an actual fart versus like somebody spraying too much Febreze all the time. Now I'm not gonna lie. You love spraying Febreze, and I'm just like, ugh, it just feels stale. Well, I spray it when I need it every night. Just a little spritz every now and then. Now, if I was gonna get it, if I was gonna actually try and get it out, if there was a way I could somehow unscrew the top from the bottom, I feel like that would help. I'm not even sure I would do that. Yeah. I don't know how you would do it, but if there's a way.
Are we talking about like?
Oh yeah, the big one.
Okay,
the big one,
like a spray bottle, not like a aerosol.
You would have to just like pretty much give birth to it at the end of the day. Yeah, it's I guess surgery, but even then they would literally have to split your butt open. Maybe if somebody tickled you a lot, they might get it out. If you got tickled,
if you unscrew the candle, you might be able to like squeeze your glutes in and try and push the bottle
I think
down.
Indian food would be a good way to get it out.
Indian
food
is probably a good one.
Yeah. Little curry slide.
If you got tickled every time and you just got, each time you like clinched it with like a squirt.
That's what I'm saying. It might move it down. So you really gotta like kind of
get a good sneeze in there.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Maybe tie a string.
Like you're pulling out a tooth.
Send a rescue gerbil. Would you rather be eaten alive by wolves or eaten alive by another human being? I feel like I gotta go wolves.
I'm gonna go wolves because you already said that you want to eat an eyeball. So
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's a good way to. Mitchell would eat the human. Mitchell would be the one eating us if we picked human. I'm saying like, this is for you personally though.
I feel like I'd much rather have wolves because there's no ulterior motives. You might get a human that just like, yo, I know how to make this quick and painless, or you might get a human that's like, yo, I'm gonna make this last a very slow, long time. Whereas a wolf will just be like, I'm gonna grab your leg and then I'm gonna go for your neck and then you're dead.
Yeah,
that's my thought.
Some animals that'll bite you and then like they'll leave you. That it might be worse than an animal.
But it's a
I think if you get somebody that's like Army Hammer, who's like very concerned and like caring and actually treats you well while he does it, it might not be a bad way to go. It's kind of romantic.
They should just answer: would it be wolves or Army Hammer?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Army Hammer for this one.
I'm still going wolves.
No,
because
there's
something wrong with Army Hammer.
True, but I'm gonna say he would actually care a lot about it. So he would make you feel comfortable as you're getting eaten alive.
You're still getting eaten alive.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go Army Hammer though.
The wolves.
Wolves.
How?
Would you rather see the ghost of a stranger or of someone you loved? I'm gonna go ahead and say I feel like a stranger actually. Like I love like my grandma. She's dead. Whatever. R.I.P. Rip. But like it'd be super weird knowing that my grandma could be around at any time.
Oh yeah, especially
and I don't want her,
especially you at night.
Yeah, I don't want her like being in my head like, oh, is grandma watching me, make love to this lady, whatever it might be. Like I don't want my grandma in my head around any of that.
It would be nice to know that like, oh yeah, like their spirit still lives. It's great. But also like, oh yeah, they're also like watching you.
All the time.
I kind of like if you have a stranger, like if you see a stranger spirit, and like, oh, okay, cool. Then you could assume that it's them, and like they might not be watching you.
At least with the loved one, you know that they're gonna be cool. Stranger, you never know. It could be really cool where it's like you get somebody like, hey man, I know where some hidden treasure, and it's like, oh my gosh, you get to go on a ghost hunt with this guy. But it could also be somebody like very, very annoying who just comes in there and just like anytime you're in bed trying to sleep, he just yells.
Yeah, that's
true. So it's a big risk. I kind of like the thrill though of like the stranger might be like, yo, I have hidden treasure buried somewhere, and you gotta go find it. It could also be like a hot ghost.
Bitch, I'm a ghost.
Yeah, it could be a hot stranger ghost girl. So what would you do with it though? Well, nothing. But I would prefer if there's a stranger. I prefer hot.
See, I'm sure there's some spirits that know.
I think I would want just like an old raggedy dude. I think I want just like an old western like miner, like a copper miner or something, and he might have like some hidden treasure. So I like the thrill of that. Whatever floats your boat, bro. If you like the old dudes. I don't think there's a lot of hot ghosts out there, if I'm being honest.
Well, there's some.
There's gotta be.
There's gotta be some.
Yeah.
It's just a numbers game.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I'm gonna go stranger.
Yeah, I'm going stranger.
Stranger.
Yeah. If you were able to put a tiny tube down someone's throat all the way through their digestive tract, would you be able to suck their poop out through their throat?
Bro, who came up with that question? I think I could. Wait, would I have to do it? Like,
do you think you have the ability?
Let's say yes. Let's say the life depends on it. I think yes, dude. Anytime I have a piece of gum, I get rid of the flavor in like 5 seconds. Dude, I think I have really, really active salivary glands.
But to suck it up.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I've tried to slurp a McFlurry with a straw, and that I can't even get that.
Well, that's a spoon, Al. It's a spoon.
No, with an actual straw, like a milkshake, like a thick milkshake. You try and put it with a straw. Very difficult.
I think I got it, dude.
I don't know if I'm getting a poop out.
I think if my life depended on it, I could for sure suck some poop out.
That's hard.
If I'm being real, dude. Dude, it's a tiny tube though. It's much. If you had a larger tube, it's a little easier. But a little tiny tube, it's pretty hard.
Dude, I have a very strong mouth.
I'm sure you are making some gentlemen very happy.
No, dude, I'm just saying, like blowing balloons up. I never had a problem with that. Like, you know, like initially it's really hard. Dude, I never had a problem.
But what about the opposite? If it's already in there and you have to suck it out, why can't I just blow it out?
That's not. You gotta suck it up like a dart. They have.
You could. You know what I mean? Like
their butthole is sealed.
It would maybe.
There's no back end. You have to suck it up.
That could maybe solve our Febreze problem. If you blow it hard enough, it might puncture a hole in the Febreze bottle and get it out.
Then you know how to get the Febreze out now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say I probably can't.
I
think if they're turned upside down, I could probably do it. I need a little help from gravity, but I think I might be able to.
Like a hamster feeder? To suck it out. Yeah, dude, I think I could.
Yeah, like a little hamster feeder. I need a little help, but I think I'd be able to get it. You know, give him a suck. It's showing.
Dude, I could easily do it. No problem.
It's true. Mitchell did breathe a while with a deviated septum, dude. So I feel like
I had a whole nostril closed up for 11 years. No problem.
Mitch might be the one to do it.
I got it, dude.
Mitch might be able to do it.
You witnessed a murder. Would you go to the cops or would you keep your mouth shut? I'm going to go ahead and say this.
Wow.
Mom and Dad didn't raise no rat.
True, but that's if you did something wrong with somebody else.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and assume that the murderer probably saw me. Actually, I'm not going to lie. I'm not a rat, but I would definitely report that. I just thought about it. I'm like, if the murderer saw me do it, he's going to want to kill me to make sure that I don't. If he's already killed someone.
So Mom and Dad did raise a rat.
They raised a rat.
I changed my mind. Yep, give me that cheese. I'm going to rat that. Whoever that is, I'm ratting them out. No problem.
I'd probably tell too. I don't know if I could have it on my conscience where I like. At least if you tell a cop, like, you have a chance, like, something might happen, but like if you don't tell them, you're gonna be replaying that every night.
How were you still thinking about that, bro? You talking about eating an eyeball immediately.
I was just thinking, like, in terms of like, if they saw me, then that changes it up.
Okay,
if they see you and they're like, hey, I'll kill you right now unless you stop talking, or if you don't say anything, then I'm like,
yeah, but if you report them, then
they have a chance of getting caught.
Yeah, then
you have a
don't have
full
to worry about
description of it.
I mean, I'd probably tell the cops.
Less time to think about eating someone than if you would report a murder.
Yeah. Well, an eyeball is just kind of a spontaneous thing. You just kind of react to that. A murder is different. It's like, okay, hey, someone just died. They saw me, watched them do it, and I don't want to die. So you got to be smart about it, dude. They're serial killers. They know what they're doing, right?
How far is
they would track you and know that you're going to the cops. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna sing like a songbird, bro. I'm immediately.
I would probably.
All right, let's change it. What about if one of us murdered something? Someone.
That's a little hard.
And we saw that. Do you report your brother?
That's a good Netflix show right there. You report him, you get arrested, be like, yeah, my twin brother did this. Like, that's a documentary.
So you prove which one of us did it.
That'd be interesting, dude, because it's like they can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Right? That's the whole thing for murder. It's like, it could have been my twin, triplet.
It's your word against mine.
I would still rat you, because if you're crazy enough to kill someone, you're probably gonna kill me as well.
Yeah, I think you'd be the first to die for sure. I think if a murderer is coming to murder us, I think you're the first one.
No,
first, yes.
You're very murderable.
No,
Brandon, what do you think?
I would get my AR and kill him.
Well, there you go. Okay, Brandon will take matters into his
I like Brandon's going on the offensive. He ain't scared.
I mean, of the three of us, which one do you think a murderer would kill first?
Probably. Fuck, that's hard. Probably you, Alex.
See?
Fucker, I sent you the money!
You motherfucker!
I told you, the most killable, dude.
Yep.
You're the most killable.
Brandon's going to turn up missing after this.
Yep.
Those have been some of the most morbid questions from the internet. If you have any you would like to ask us, throw them down in the comments.
Like, subscribe, share the videos, you guys. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for watching.